Team TC, Red Room Affiliates, what's good, man? Welcome back. Hope you guys had a great weekend thus far. Happy Sunday, all that good stuff. So listen, friends, today we are stepping out of the courtroom and into a heartbreaking case that is sending massive shockwaves through both the medical and legal worlds. It centers around a 19-year-old law student by the name of Josephine Nasr. According to friends and family, she was full of life, full of joy, and she loved helping others. And she was a young woman with her entire life ahead of her. But on September the 23rd of last year, her life would be cut short after a rapid, devastating timeline unfolded in just a matter of 2 hours. Now, it was reported that her family was about to board a flight for a family trip when they got the call from London. Josephine's mother answered the call, and upon hearing the news, the devastating news that her daughter had passed away, she instantly faded right there on the airport floor. Her father immediately canceled their trip, and they had to catch a flight overseas to London to perform the crushing task of identifying his teenage daughter, right? Now, it was reported that they found Josephine on the floor, unresponsive, next to an empty vial of Mounjaro. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Mounjaro. This is a powerful weight loss drug that she was prescribed despite not even being medically obese. And so today, Team TC, Red Room Affiliates, we are breaking down the official coroner's report because it forces us to address the question in the thumbnail, right? What are you willing to lose? So let's get right into it. Now, the coroner's discovery, for me, if I'm being honest, Team TC, this is where the story takes a chilling turn for me because the pathologist, Dr. Alan Bates, confirmed that Josephine was a healthy 19-year-old woman, but she had an undiagnosed congenital condition known as myocardial bridging. Now, normally your main heart artery sits safely on top of the heart muscle, right? But with myocardial bridging, the artery actually tunnels directly through the muscle. And according to what I've read, for most people, it's totally harmless, and most people who have it never know. But we see what happened here, right? And the extreme prolonged nausea and vomiting triggered by the Mounjaro caused Josephine's body to undergo a massive physical shock. It was reported that her blood sugar absolutely plummeted, and she suffered a severe sudden electrolyte imbalance. And that combination is what triggered her heart condition, causing a fatal cardiac arrhythmia. And here's the kicker for me, right? Red Room Affiliates, her BMI proved that she was only technically overweight, but not obese, right? And I think that's important to keep in mind going forward. She did not, and I repeat, did not meet the health guidelines for this drug, yet a doctor still wrote the script. And this is, to me, a level of negligence and incompetence that that most of us can't fathom, And it brings us back to the fact that the medical system completely and utterly failed this young lady. They really did. And all for a cosmetic goal, right? So my question to you all is, where do we go from here, right? Because when a tragic, horrific situation like this occurs, the legal system immediately starts to look for accountability, right? Somebody's head's got to roll for this, and rightfully so. And right now, all eyes are on California, specifically the doctor who wrote the prescription, the prescription that he knew that Josephine did not qualify for, right? Now, before we end this, I want to talk about the legal repercussions, right? Medical malpractice. You know, these attorneys who specialize in this area, and board investigators look directly at what we call the standard of care, and they are going to ask a very simple yet heavy question, which is why did a clinical physician hand a powerful GLP-1 drug to a teenage student who didn't even meet the medical threshold for obesity? Right, Team TC? And by choosing to push this drug for cosmetic or off-label use without proper systemic screening, that doctor opened up a massive door, in my opinion, for professional negligence, liability. The UK coroner's official narrative conclusion linking the medication's side effects directly to her cardiac arrest is a public record, and that will that no doubt will follow the physician's career forever, right? Because there's no getting around this. I think it's safe to say his career is over. I don't see how he can survive this at all. Not in my eyes. Maybe y'all know something I don't, but I don't think he's going to survive this at all. This case is an absolute wake-up call, in my opinion. It proves that, you know, our health is far too valuable to gamble away on quick fixes for societal pressures. But, you know, I want to know what you guys think about this doctor's choices, right? Where do y'all stand on this? Should there be legal ramifications for this doctor, or do you think he should get a pass? You know, I think for me, where I stand on this is that if I was Josephine Nasr's family, I would make sure that there would be a reckoning. There would be nothing short of a reckoning. He would pay dearly from a legal standpoint for what happened here to Josephine, young Josephine. You know, this girl was only 19 years old, and he knew she didn't qualify for the drug, but you gave it to her anyway. I mean, he could have put her on a diet. He could have put on a exercise, a workout routine. He could have done all kinds of things, but he chose to break protocol, which is tragic because as a doctor, your job, you take an oath as a doctor to protect, not to harm. You see, and he broke that protocol when he assigned her, when he prescribed her that medication that he knew she didn't qualify for. You know, and so with that being said, guys, that is it for me, right? I hope this breakdown was informative and eye-opening, and as always, I want to hear from you. So drop down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. You know, how do you feel about how easy it is to obtain these weight loss shots for off-label use, right? And seriously, have you ever felt an immense pressure to look a certain way as far as society is concerned? And you know, I think for me, I just rather do it the hard way, man. I'd rather do it the hard way. I just rather hit the gym. You know, I'm on a weight loss journey myself. It's hard, you know, when you're trying to work a full-time job and you work the type of crazy hours I work. I ain't gonna tell y'all my hours because I don't want nobody trying to pull up when I'm not here. You know, but yeah, that's gonna be it for me, man. And listen, if you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe button so you don't miss my upcoming deep dive on cultural beauty standards, because I think this is a conversation that's worth having, right? American culture puts a lot of pressure on people, regardless of age brackets. You know, you think young people, but it puts a lot of pressure on people in this country, regardless of the age bracket that you're in, to look a certain way. So I want to definitely come back and revisit this topic later on in the future, and hopefully you guys will be here right here with me to help me do that. And as far as our weekends go, you know, the Tupac trial is underway. We're going to be doing weekend updates on the trial. So yeah, guys, just remember to like, share, and subscribe. And hey, man, welcome to the family. If you're new to my channel, it's a small channel. As you can see, we're growing organically. And welcome to the family, man. You know, it's your guy, reminding each and every one of you to be you and be true. And to the next episode, man. All right, y'all be easy. All right, we out, y'all. Peace.